Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
I think I've taken the wrong substance. Hey everyone, Filmbird here. Welcome to the channel. If you like watching movies, collecting physical media, or just chirping about the films you love, then you are in the right place. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are able. Today we are chirping about The Substance, a violent, visceral, and aggressive body horror film by Coralie Fargeat, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. Well, is this movie worth your time? And most importantly, can you stomach The Substance? Let's talk about it. I really enjoyed this movie and found it to be bold, daring, and unapologetic, as it forces its message and metaphor literally down your throat. I am always game for a movie that makes you feel big emotions, and this movie is so effective at grabbing you by the gut and twisting. You can feel this film under your skin and in your stomach. Those sensations are only amplified by the excellent sound design, which makes your stomach churn through your ears with gurgling and sloshing sounds that heighten the grotesque visuals. The soundtrack pulses and surges, making it as much an auditory experience as it is a visual one.
Balance is not working!
Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop?
I'm fine.
This movie is almost like the anti-ASMR, repulsing rather than enticing.
Always ask for something new. It's inevitable. At 50, well, it stops.
The movie takes the deeply internal struggle with self-image and transforms it into a physical experience, both for the characters and the audience, through clever filmmaking, striking visuals, and engaging sound design. The Substance is a brutal critique of Hollywood's beauty standards and the pressures of modern society.
Pretty girls should always smile!
It examines the unattainable ideals of physical beauty and the extreme lengths people will go to in order to achieve them. The film is dark, yet it has moments of sharp, uncomfortable humor as it delves into themes of beauty, body dysmorphia, and even the duality of self as we age. Demi Moore stars as Elizabeth Sparkle, an aging celebrity whose 80s style fitness show is canceled because, in the eyes of sexist studio executives, she's too old. Dennis Quaid plays Harvey, a grotesque caricature of a heartless producer. His performance is cranked up to 11, and there's a fisheye lens POV shot of him eating shrimp, sloppily dipping it into mayo that's utterly disgusting, perfectly matching his vile character. Moore's commitment to the role is remarkable, as she embodies vulnerability, often appearing nude in unflattering positions, while also displaying a wide range of emotions, particularly anger. It seems she connected deeply with this character, perhaps drawing from her own experiences navigating Hollywood at this stage of her career. The role suits her perfectly, especially given her history with physically demanding performances like in G.I. Jane. Elizabeth turns to a black market drug that replicates her cells, allowing her to literally spawn a younger, more vibrant version of herself.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? One single injection unlocks your DNA, starting a new cellular division that will release another version of yourself. This is the substance.
And born is Sue.
I'm Sue.
Played by Margaret Qualley, who is a bratty bubblegum pop star that quickly rises to fame. Though Sue and Elizabeth are the same person, they must share their waking hours, switching every 7 days.
A perfect balance of 7 days each. The one and only thing not to forget. You are one.
While one lives, the other remains comatose and seemingly unaware. The main conflict of the film arises from the dynamic between Elizabeth and Sue as they struggle to find balance in sharing their waking life. They quickly grow resentful of how the other spends their time. Elizabeth harbors jealousy towards the younger self, while Sue is disgusted by Elizabeth's gluttonous, sedentary habits. This creates a fascinating premise that I loved watching escalate throughout the film. There are specific strict rules for using and maintaining the effects of the substance, but I won't spoil the details. The logistics are clever and fascinating. I love the sleek packaging of the drug, which felt like an unboxing of a new Apple product.
One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself.
The clandestine way Elizabeth procures the drug each week adds an extra layer of intrigue. The process of taking the substance, stabilizing its effects, and adhering to such a strict schedule really underscores the metaphor of the extreme lengths people will go to achieve beauty. I found myself thinking, wow, this is a lot of work. The fact that taking and maintaining the drug is entirely self-administered makes the metaphor even more powerful, highlighting the intense dedication required to alter oneself. The most profound and human scene that I think is most grounded in reality is when Elizabeth is getting ready for a date and obsessing over herself in the mirror. No outfit or makeup version of herself will do. It felt like a very real and human experience to look at yourself, and no matter what you do, you find the result undesirable. I also think there are threads here that tie to self-loathing and depression that are more universal despite gender. This is not a subtle film. It bombards the audience with shocking graphic images that will likely stay with you long after it's over. While there is some CGI, the film predominantly relies on practical effects, which I always appreciate. The costuming, prosthetics, and practical effects are exceptional. The trailers hold back some of the key visuals, so there's plenty that awaits you in a full screening. There are clear influences which this film draws from, but it never feels like a blatant copycat. You can see nods to Reanimator with the toxic green vial and the Stanley Kubrick-inspired hallway carpet. Cronenberg's body horror legacy is evident throughout. Existenz in particular came to mind, the body ports linking to a real-life virtual reality. Also the transformation in The Fly. Elizabeth's intense mania and the close-ups of her face also brought to mind Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream. And judging by the practical effects in the film's final act, it's safe to assume that Fargeat has seen Brian Yuzna's Society.
I am a butthead!
The substance is a modern fable, existing in a heightened space that seamlessly blends reality and fantasy in a disorienting but thrilling way. It may take some time to acclimate to, but once you accept the film's surreal world, it becomes more palatable. At times I felt like this movie plays like an episode of Black Mirror, just more fully developed and stylized. Yet despite all these influences, the substance is unique, cleverly crafted, and does something wholly different within the genre. I strongly recommend this movie. Just whatever you do, do not eat while watching it. Seriously, avoid seeing this at one of those fancy dine-in movie theaters with the greasy menus and the tables that swivel across your lap. You will regret it. The film has plenty of stomach-churning moments, well beyond Dennis Quaid gobbling some shrimp. Also, if you're squeamish about needles, blood, disfigurement, or just body horror in general, you might want to sit this one out. The final act of the film goes beyond where you might imagine. It's thrilling and shocking, and if you haven't gotten the point of this film yet, well then the aggressive finale will make sure that you do. The last minute brings everything full circle, and I loved the final image. My only critique is that the 2-hour and 20-minute runtime feels a little bit long. By the end, I was mentally and physically exhausted, given it's such a visceral experience. However, I think that was intentional, conveying just how exhausting this mental state can be. So I can't fault the movie too much for that. The Substance has undoubtedly secured its place as one of my favorite movies of 2024. I gave this movie 5 birds out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. If you are able, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And be sure to follow me on Letterboxd for more detailed reviews. And I hope to see everyone in the next video.